Hello folks, I'm not going to be getting out in the garage today, but I'm working on some lawnmowers, and I thought somebody might like to see this. I don't know why, but I'm having some problems with my Craftsman lawnmower. I had the steering gear at the bottom was stripped out, and I bought a new shaft for it, and I had all kinds of problems with that too. So I decided to try to bring out my old John Deere that I haven't used in over 10 years and see if I can revive it. And that's where this story is picking up. So I'll bring you along the ride for that, and I'll tell you a little bit about that Craftsman too and what my plans are to fix that. But that's where I'm at. Like I say, I'll bring you along for the ride. Okay, this is actually day 3 of this saga. Um, this is the John Deere. I don't know what it is as far as the number goes, a 110 or I have no idea. That's not marked on the side. Normally it's marked right down in here somewhere, but I just noticed this John Deere is an L110. It says it's got 5,228.4 hours on it, I think is what if I'm understanding that right. I don't know. It's been sitting under my lean-to with a John Deere cover over it for well over 10 years. And so it suffered from a lot of neglect, I guess you could say. When I first drug it out here, this whole area here and all underneath here in the breather area was full of ground squirrel home, I guess you could say. It had nuts and old insulation and stuff like that all packed in there. So that had to come off and get cleaned out. Then started trying to get it cranked over, and ended up having to blow air into the gas tank here in order to get fuel up here to the fuel pump. And yes, this one has a mechanical style fuel pump right there. I went ahead and it had a filter here. I took that out and put this, what do you call it? A shut-off valve. And put that in there. I like having those on lawnmowers. Got one on my Craftsman as well. And then once I did start getting fuel up here, this line here went bad, so I had to change it. And now I'm having a problem with it. It'll start with choke, but then it quickly dies. I'm thinking that maybe the carburetor has got a bunch of junk stuff in it from the old gas. So that's what my next trick is. I'm going to try to pull that off and clean that out. If that doesn't do it, then my fear is that that fuel pump on the other side is bad. So we'll take this off and see what it looks like on the inside. Okay, the carburetor, the bowl and stuff doesn't look nowhere near as nasty as I thought it would. I mean, it's got some stuff in it, and of course this little gasket fell apart when taking it off, but it's not as bad as I thought it would be. There is some stuff in there, some dust or dirt that I'll clean out. Same with inside. Let's see, where is it? Here. I mean, that's pretty corroded there. So, but the thing seems to be moving. The needle valve. Whether it's sealing or not, I really don't know. I didn't have any problems with it flooding, that's for sure. So let me take this pin out here and see if I can get this off and check that needle and seat, and then we'll spray carb cleaner and brake cleaner through everything to make sure that it's all the passages are clear, and possibly try to put it back together. I don't know what I'm going to do for a seal there, but I have to cross that bridge when we get there. Okay, the float and the seat, needle anyway, looked pretty good. The float doesn't have any gas in it, so it's not sinking. Where the seat or the needle goes down into the seat, that's pretty corroded around there. So I'm going to definitely have to spray it down and see if I can get it cleaner. We'll give it a shot, see what I can come up with. The whole carburetor looks pretty nasty, so we'll try to clean it all up. Okay, I got it cleaned up pretty good. It's all the orifices are clear. I don't know if you can see down in there, but it's still pretty grody. I'd probably end up having to replace the carburetor rather than clean it. And of course, this little gasket here broke. I'm going to try to put it back on and butt the two pieces up together and hope it doesn't leak too bad. I just need to see if this thing is going to, if it's the carburetor or the fuel pump. So we're going to try to put it all back together. The bowl, we've got it cleaned out. Like I say, I got this gasket. I'm going to try to save on it a little bit, but I don't have a lot of faith that it's going to not fall inside. I could take some RTV, but I don't have any. I just went and looked for it. So we're going to try to put this thing back together and see if it'll run without the choke. It did the other day, and then yesterday I was messing with it after I changed the fuel line, because I got it running and then that fuel line started leaking, so I replaced that, and then all of a sudden it wouldn't run without the choke, and only then it would run for just a few seconds even with the choke and die. It leads me to believe that it's the fuel pump, but everything I've seen online says it could also be just a dirty jet in the carburetor or something like that. So I wanted to eliminate that before I spent the money for the fuel pump. So I'll bring you back in a few. Okay, I've got the car here jumping off the tractor. See what happens. But looks like I go through the fuel pump. I put the choke on, it dies. It wasn't warm, so sure seems like the RPM should be higher though. I got no, let's have the linkage wrong. Hang on. Okay, I gotta fix the linkage, but definitely not having a fuel pump problem. That's good news. Okay, I've just spent 20 minutes, if not longer, 30 minutes maybe, looking for this clip that's supposed to hold that little piece of linkage on. I finally found it. I've got nutshells and stuff like this, and leaves all over the ground from cleaning out that thing where the ground squirrels made a nest. It was really tough to find this little thing. Let me show you what it looks like. That little thing. Now here's the end of my finger. Find that amongst all this stuff down in here. I actually happened to put my hand on it by accident and found it. Oh well. I hate this linkage for lawnmowers and stuff. I don't know why, but they always drive me crazy. Alright, I'll bring it right back so we get it started back up. Okay, here we go again. Line's empty. Yeah, now I can idle it down. Doesn't want to choke. Not leaking anymore. Okay, all I got to do now is find or make a gasket for that bowl. Then got to get some inner tubes for these dry rotted tires, and probably take the blades off and sharpen them. They've been sitting for 10 years. I'm sure they're quite rusty, but otherwise I think I've got with a little bit of work, I got a usable mower. The other mower that I have is that one there. Got the battery out of it in the John Deere right now, but here's the problem. I replaced the gear. I don't know if you can see that down in there. I replaced the gear, and there we go. Now it's down in there. So now I can actually turn the wheels. There's a screw in the bottom that I evidently tightened up too much with red Loctite, and it just sheared off. And so now I've got to try to heat that shaft up, pull the shaft back out, heat it up, and see if I can get that piece of the bolt out, put a new bolt in, and then just put it finger tight with red Loctite and let it sit. Otherwise, this is a pretty darn good mower. I mean, it's old. It's 2011 or so is when we got it. But otherwise, it's not a bad mower. All right, I'm gonna do a little bit of outro, and I'll end this one. Okay, well, as you saw, I got it running. It runs pretty good. I do need to still get that gasket taken care of for the carb bowl. But as far as the fuel pump goes, I did answer my question. The fuel pump seems to be fine. I actually, off camera, took it out and drove it around the yard, pumped the tires up, took it out and drove it around the yard. I even tried to drive it around a little bit with the tires deflated, hoping to break the beads loose on the tires so that I could put the um, inner tubes in, but they're hanging in there, so I'm gonna have to beat them with a hammer, I guess, take them off and break them down. But anyway, I also pulled the Craftsman around, put them both under the carport so that I can work on it. It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Uh, that way I can work on them in the rain. Um, and so hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, hopefully I'll have 2 running lawnmowers. The one of them, the John Deere, I may actually eventually need to get a battery for it. Uh, I think that they take a little bit different battery than the Craftsman does, because the Craftsman battery was fully charged whenever whenever the Craftsman went down the other day, and I took the battery out of it and put it in the John Deere, and it didn't want to start, so it didn't want to even turn over. I don't know what that is. Maybe it needs a little bit more cold cranking amps or something. But anyway, that's a story for another day. I appreciate you guys watching. Please like and subscribe, and thanks for coming along for the ride.